Today we're going to talk about Toulmin argument. Toulmin argument, you can see six different elements or six different elements part of this Toulmin model argument. The first one is a claim. Claim is the main point of the argument, and then the data or the support. Data or the support is the additional information that you bring into your paper to convince your readers about the claim. You may come up with more subclaims, or you may come up with specific support, examples, facts, opinions, and images. All that as your data to support your claim. And then you may come up with a warrant. Warrant means it's the assumption that you make in your paper. Assumption means it's a general principles or conventions or specific disciplines, widely held values, accepted beliefs. They all can be an assumption, and there are two different types of warrants. The first one is a logical warrant. A logical warrant is a if-then proposition, and then contextual warrant is the broad assumption that you make, or it can be broad assumption or beliefs or values or generally accepted belief. Backing is the more supporting evidences that you bring into your paper to support your assumption. Rebuttal is you acknowledge that you have you are aware of the opposition or the opposing ideas, and then you counter those opposing ideas with more supporting evidences, and then you come up with a positive statement to reinforce your claim at the end of the paper with a qualifier statement. Here you can see a graphical representation of it, a Toulmin schematic. You have a claim, and you come up with data or evidences, and then you come up with warrant, and you come up with more backing to support your warrant, and then you come up with rebuttal, any opposing ideas to your claim, and then you refute those, and then you come up with a qualifier. And here you have more examples. It's about the claim here is the cars over 20 years old shouldn't be allowed on the road. And then the specific evidence that you bring for that claim is the older cars pollute more and are less safe than newer cars. And then you come up with a warrant or an assumption that removing older cars from the road will result in a cleaner environment and fewer accident-related injuries and deaths. And then you come with more backing for your assumption. Automobile exhaust is a major contributor to greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, and modern standard safety features like airbags and anti-lock brakes greatly enhance vehicles' safeness. And the rebuttal is many older cars can be updated to meet new car standards, and some classic vehicles are only occasionally driven. And the qualifier here is most cars over 20 years old shouldn't be allowed unlimited access to the road. And when you make a Toulmin argument, it forces you to think beyond your claim to what it stands upon, and it also requires that you anticipate and consider possible challenges to your claim. It also uses an inherently logical structure. And when you make a Toulmin argument, you may ask several questions like this: what is a claim of your paper, and what is the evidence, and what are the warrants that you have? And do you have any backing to support your assumption? What are the rebuttals, opposing arguments, and how do you refute those? What are the possible qualifiers? Here you have more information about each one of them. Claim is a statement that you're asking the other person to accept. Example, you should use a hearing aid. And the claim must be an arguable claim. If you say, I like pizza, is that a good claim? No. Drinking and driving is dangerous. Is that a good claim? No, the reason is there's nothing to argue about. Everyone agrees on drinking and driving is not really safe. So the claim must be a controversial topic, and you must be able to defend your position. Grounds or data is the basis of real persuasion and is made up of data and hard facts plus the reasoning behind the claim. Example, over 70% of all people over 65 years have a hearing difficulty. And again, the data. Data is the evidence that you bring into your paper as a proof to back up your opinion. How do you come up to an opinion? You examine the facts. Thus, you must research the data before you form your claim. But when you write your argument, you state the claim before the data. And Toulmin data means it's any supporting evidences that you bring into your paper. It can be facts, statistics, expert opinions, direct quotations, current events. It can be laws or history, any of those to support your claim. And data must be verifiable. Whenever you collect any data for your Toulmin paper, you have to collect only data that you can qualify, or maybe data that are authoritative sources. Warrant is the assumption that you make. For example, a hearing aid helps most people to hear better. A review. Claim is the opinion. Data can be the evidence to support your opinion. Warrant is the affirmation. You make a point with your claim, and you back up your point with the supporting evidences or data, and you restate the point as correct through your warrant. Some examples. Many sports require cooperation. Data 1, for example, basketball players must pass to each other, or getting the ball down to the court would be more difficult. The warrant 1 will be, clearly if it wasn't for teamwork, a basketball team will likely fail. Okay, here we have more examples about airbags. Airbags are necessary in cars. Your supporters, they lessen the impact of crash victims. And then your first warrant is, therefore, airbags help to ensure the safety of passengers. Backing. The backing to an argument gives additional support to the warrant by answering different questions. Example, hearing aids are available locally. And backing is any supporting evidences that you bring into your paper to support your warrant or your assumption. And sometimes the warrant is an important part of the argument. Sometimes the warrant is not broadly understood or broadly accepted. In this case, a speaker or writer may have to defend the warrant. In our example, the warrant would need to be backed by reasons such as the argument that at least 2 out of 3 had small farms, so they did not have to do much critical thinking. Rebuttal. Rebuttal is the counter-arguments that you use in your paper to validate your claim or your argument in your paper. A continuous dialogue, or by preempting the counter-argument by giving the rebuttal during the initial presentation of the argument. Like, for example, there is a support desk that deals with technical problems. Rebuttal is an exception to your claim. It establishes what is wrong or invalid or unacceptable about your argument. Try to overcome these opposing evidences and reasoning by introducing other evidences and reasoning that will destroy its effect. Qualifier indicates the strength of the leap from data to the warrant and may limit how universally the claim applies. They include words such as most, usually, always, sometimes. Example, hearing aids help most people. And let me give you a few more examples. First, let's talk about the claim. The claim here is the parents should stop surveilling their kids and trust them more. And the fact that is used here is there has been an influx of new technologies that allowed parents to monitor their children electronically. And the warrant is that technologies have produced no evidence proving that they actually reduce delinquency or other destructive teenage behaviors. And then you come up with more backing. A recent study shows that teenagers indicated that 67% of students would feel extremely betrayed if their parents tracked them on their GPS cell phone. And then you come up with a qualifier. Parents have every right to keep tabs on where their kids are within reason. The world today is more dangerous, so parents need to be extra vigilant to prevent any harm coming to their children. What do I need to find more supporting evidences, or when you do your research? You need to find some background information to support your topic, possible opposing arguments to your topic. You need to find that. You need to find facts, statistics, any laws, etc. to back three different positions. Remember, for each of these position statements, you need three claims. Example, smoking is endangering one's health, that it's detrimental to lungs, harmful to heart, increases the risk of cancer. So you have three different supporting evidences to support your claim. Thank you, and if you have any questions, let me know, and I will be able to help you if you have any questions about this particular topic, and hope this was very helpful for you. Let me know if you have any questions about this. All right? Thank you.